likely. I am so excited to take you on a tour tonight. Come on, let's go. There's a lot of stairs here at Landon. This is our main entrance where all visitors will come with us and buzz in the door whenever you are tardy for school or you have to come back on campus after an appointment. You use this buzzer and you push it just once and you are entered into the building. Come on, let's go inside. So we are a 3-story building and we will start on our first floor. 6th grade, you are mostly on our first and our second floors. It's where all your teachers and classes are going to be located. Our incoming 7th and 8th graders, you're all on the 3rd floor mainly, except for your first floor. Electives will be in here. Let's check it out. We are a historic building built in 1927, so the gym is actually our first stop. Come on. Welcome to the home of the Lions. This is where our basketball team, volleyball teams all practice and play. We are fortunate to have such wonderful, supportive parents and wonderful coaches. Our girls definitely were the stars of the show this year for basketball, and our boys had an outstanding season. We pretty much have fantastic athletics as well as academics. We're gonna take a tour of the gym area, the locker rooms on either side, and we're gonna go out and see the rest of the hallway and where you can take your elective classes. So we offer a number of electives, and we're gonna walk this way to what is our critical thinking, also known as our 6th grade leadership elective. And currently, Mr. Gunter is our 6th grade leadership teacher. He is awesome, and he does an awesome bulletin board with his lifesavers, anybody who is doing something that is absolutely paw print positive. And they make sure that he puts them up there, and they get lifesaver candies as well. Now mind you, our classrooms are not decorated like they always are because we are packed up for summer. But this is Mr. Gunter's critical thinking classroom. It usually is a lot more colorful. He does have larger class sizes because it is an elective, and he does have the entire 6th grade cohort that will be in here. And he is connected to our center courtyard, which we'll talk about later on our tour. And I just wanted you to see that, you know, he's able to do a lot of really great collaborative activities. And we're gonna go see our journalism room next, and we'll go see the cafeteria after that. So let's take a look. Welcome to Miss Terry's journalism room. I know a lot of people have selected that as their elective choice number 1. And I will tell you, she is awesome. And lots of students love her, and you can see, even though we're packed up for summer, you can see how decorative and colorful her room is. You can see the folders hanging from the ceilings with all the different areas of journalism. Our students do have press passes when they're going to interview other students, and they are working on blogs, and they do our morning announcements in here, and she actually also runs our yearbook. So it is a busy room. It is a hustle and bustle of journalism all the time in here. So we're headed to lunch, which would be different for every grade level, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So this is our boys' locker room, and it is on the other side of the gym, and the girls is on the complete opposite side, which was near the front of the school. So we're gonna head out to the cafeteria, but I wanna show you how you get there. So during our school day, when we're actually heading to lunch, Miss Jordan, one of our security guards, stays right here so that this way when our students are coming to lunch, they're always protected and monitored. And when we walk down this walkway, Mr. Watson, our other security guard, usually meets our students. And then when we're inside, you see Coach B, our dean and athletic director, and one of the administrators is always in lunch. Typically our first lunch is 6th graders, 7th graders are with our second lunch, and 8th graders are with our third lunch. We do it in that order because it also coincides with their PE and health courses. So we're gonna go inside the cafeteria so that this way you can take a look. Welcome to the Julia Landon cafeteria. Apologies for all the stuff that's everywhere. We are currently in the process of going to be passing out all of student belongings that were in their lockers. So as you can see, there's tables everywhere, and our 2 cafeteria lunch lines are over there on either side of our crest that was painted on the wall by our Student Government Association. And the 8th graders sign the wall every year as a exiting and tradition that we are starting here at Landon. We do a lot of things that are in here. Obviously lunch, our winter dance from PTSA is also held in here. We have any kind of after school, this is where community ed will take place. And a lot of other activities and things that are going on during the school day will sometimes come down here because it's one of the biggest spaces we have that's on campus and open. We do ask that everybody whose parent is coming to have lunch with their student has to go to the main office first and has to get a visitor pass. We stop anybody at the door who does not have one. For safety purposes, this is always locked down and secure, no matter what time of the day it is. So we hope that you are going to be sitting here and enjoying your lunch next year. Welcome to the 6th grade hallway. We've got science and English that way. And when you come back towards me, you're gonna see those are all lockers that you are scanning past. This whole hallway contains our 6th grade lockers. 6th grade is kind of on its own, and no 7th or 8th grade classes are on this hallway. You've got all of the other core content teachers, and at the very end is another science lab. And so we are currently cleaning out lockers as well. So 6th grade English textbook is right here. And then this is the locker system. And we do allow our 6th graders to practice the lockers as much as they need. You are not counted tardy for class for at least the first 3 to 4 days of school. Because when a student gets the hang of the locker, this is where they can keep all their belongings. I do recommend bringing some wet wipes to orientation to clean out the locker from the previous year. So every student has the opportunity to go to their locker before school. They have the opportunity to go to their locker between lunch and their next class, so midway through the day. And then they have their opportunity to go to the locker after school. So really and truly, they should be able to put just what they need for 1st and 2nd and 3rd in their backpack. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th is in here. Come by before 4th, pick up what they need for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then drop it all back off at the end of the day and just take what they need home for homework. We're gonna head to the media center, and I did wanna make notice real quick, just so this way, because I know that this will be a question of where do I go first day of school? Boys and girls, if you have to use the restroom, the boys are on one side of the hallway, all the way up and down. So 1st floor right underneath us, boys' bathroom. 3rd floor above us, boys' bathroom. And then on the other side of the school, same exact spot, all of our girl restrooms. So we're gonna go into the library and media center so you can see, and we're actually trying to transition that name to Learning Commons, and you'll see why. All right, welcome to our Learning Commons, our media center library. It gets called many, many names. I do want you to know that you're gonna see kind of signs like this all over our campus, because that's how you define leadership every day. You'll wear your ID and make sure it's visible and on and around your neck. You'll demonstrate positive behavior in the hallway. It means we keep our hands to ourselves. We're not tardy, we're arriving to class on time. And then you're gonna follow your teacher's classroom expectations. So we're gonna go ahead into the media center. So what you're currently looking at is where Miss Mayer, our library clerk, is typically sitting and checking out books. She is here early in the morning, so students are able to come from their holding areas up here to the media center. Our holding areas is where every student goes at the beginning of the day. We open the doors at 7:30 and class starts at 8:10, but the first bell rings at 8:05. So students are asked to come in and go to their holding area. 6th grade, you're in the gym, which we already visited. 7th grade, you're in the cafeteria, which we already visited. And 8th graders, you are in the auditorium, which we will visit last. So this is our Learning Commons. We have soft seating. We have a wonderful organization called Friends of Landon, and they have helped raise money over the course of 3 years. And those 3 years have given us these soft seating areas. And then over here are these amazing interactive tables and TVs. So these TVs actually hook up to all of the laptops here on campus, as well as student phones. So research can be done in a split screen. So if I am sitting next to another student and we're working on a project together, I can put my half of the project up on the screen and they can put the research that we need up on the screen, or their half of the project, and we can work on it together. And the best part is these are whiteboard tables. So we could sit here and write to each other too, or make notes of what we need to add to our presentation. So this is completely interactive. The Media Center is open to all teachers. Ms. Mayer keeps a log of who's signing up and when. And then she's been amazing, and we have 2 book fairs every single year, and you can see all of the new books that are coming in. Every fund that we get from that book fair goes to purchasing new books and updating the library, and we get what our students really want to read. And if you come this way, I want to show you one of our awesome features that are in every one of our core classrooms. In our core classrooms, this is an interactive TV, and I'm sure some of you who have been in a DCPS school, you've already seen these. So our teachers will teach from these. PowerPoint, they're interactive, they're touchscreen, and this is one of the great features that we have here at Julia Landon. So we are now outside the main office. Those doors we entered at the very beginning of the video. This is a quick left turn right when you walk in, and you're going to usually see the extraordinary Miss Mobley, who's our front desk clerk, sitting at that desk, who's always smiling and welcoming everyone in. But I want to take you through the front office because students will typically go through this door to get to Miss Mobley. She'll sell IDs if you need a backup ID, and she also gives you tardies if you're late to school. Whether those are excused or unexcused is up to you. So welcome to our main office. Our main office is usually a hustle and a bustle place. I know we're here for summer, but we are still working, and so there's a lot going on. This is where our visitors will come in and sit down. Miss Mobley is sitting at this desk typically. We always put all of the information that parents and guardians need for right here. When we have all of that information, it'll be up here. And we make sure that you are 100% informed all the time. So when you check in with Miss Mobley, you get a visitor's badge. This is the way when we sit in the cafeteria, you can't visit your student for lunch unless you come here first and sign in, and that you are able to scan your ID as well. So in the main office, kids, this is where you would go for a lot of different things, okay? Miss Harrison, my amazing secretary, is in there. That's Miss Harrison. And we're gonna walk through the main office. If the teacher tells you to come down to where the mailbox room is, it's kind of over there, but students don't go in that. Miss Mobley will. And typically that's also where our lost and found box is. That gets very heavy throughout the year. And as always, right here, in the middle of the main office, this is my office. My office door is always open. This is Miss Michelle Bell, one of the assistant principals you saw in the welcome video. My office door truly is always open to students. If you need something, if you have a concern, if you have something that you need to talk about, just come by and see me. I'm very rarely in there though. I'm usually walking around the hallways, and I'll tell you to come walk and talk with me, just like you were doing now. We're gonna make our way down here because our guidance desk and area is down here. This is our first counselor. He's our counselor for boys. This is Mr. Edwards' office. You can sign into a book to say you want to see him, and then he calls you out when you're not in a core class. We don't get out of English, math, science, and social studies. Our next door is actually Miss Tracy Green, and she is our females counselor. And so she also, you have a book that you can sign in to see her, and then she'll pull you out of an elective class. And then you have both Miss Michelle Bell and Miss Tracy Oliver's doors. Those are the assistant principals, who are also very rarely in their offices too, because we're usually running around the hallways when bells change the classes. And then this area is our clinic and our guidance area. Usually sitting here is Miss Logan. Miss Logan is our guidance clerk. This is also our records area. So parents, if you're coming to bring transcripts in because you came from a private school, or if you have come from out of state, this is where you'll bring your transcripts. So this way we get them in the cume folder and we get them entered into focus as soon as possible. It's also where, if you are sick, and I'm not talking COVID sick, just have a cold, or you have a headache, or unfortunately you got kicked with a ball in gym class, any of those types of things, you come here. She has ice, she has Band-Aids, she calls home parents, and even a tummy ache. We do have a cot in the clinic area. I'll show you the clinic area where students are taken to if they are sick and need to lie down. This is where they lie down. There are bathrooms in here for students in the clinic. So all of these pieces of our school make up just a piece of it. We're gonna see the auditorium and our music building, and that'll conclude our tour. For most of you, this is probably the most common site you've seen. This is where we start and end our school tours. This is actually where the spelling bee was housed last year and the year before for the district. So many of you have probably been in our auditorium before. We're gonna take a walk down to the stage. I do wanna show you that this is where all of our band and chorus concerts take place. This is actually where, if we are able to offer speech and debate, typically they try to come in here as well for the public speaking piece. Almost every single thing in here is original to the school from 1927, except for the plastic seating. That's the only thing that is not the same. It was updated about 12 years ago. And we do have a beautiful balcony up above us that also seats more people. That we very rarely, if ever, use, except for the big student orientation that we hold about our code of conduct, our way of work that we do within the first week of school. This is also typically where our end of the year awards ceremonies are held, so it's a little sad for me to come in here right now. We're gonna try and do everything we can to do virtual for our 8th graders because it's their last year here. And this is also where our second wave bus will be held. Our buses, we have 2 waves. A first wave bus that leaves right after school at 2:55, and then we have a second wave bus that usually starts coming around 3:15. And so this is where all those second wave buses are held. Out this door is our music building, so we're gonna head that way, and then we're gonna go and see where band, chorus, our gifted leadership class, and our hopeful peer counseling class as well. So this is right outside our auditorium. This is actually where we house our wonderful honor roll lunches. We also host our lunch with moms and our muffins with moms. Most of the time something is going on out here. The honor roll celebrations are the biggest one. Teachers can also come out and teach. You see that there is a gaga ball pit that is set up over there. So we do have some teachers that use that to let off some steam. We also have our bike racks right here that I definitely want to make mention of because there is a bike rack in front of the school, but unfortunately we don't have such great luck with that one. So we ask all of our students to please lock their bikes up back here because it is at least behind a locked gate that somebody has to have the key to get in from the outside. So this is our music building, and our music building is our only separate building. Everything else is within the 3 stories of the building you've seen. And in here, like I said before, is our hopeful peer counseling class, and then our gifted elective with Miss Patterson Goulibaly, and our band and chorus classes with Mr. Christopher Evans. So once you come inside the M building, the first door to your right is band and chorus. Let's go in and take a look. Mr. Evans has been here for 2 years now, and he is a phenomenal band and chorus director. It is unheard of to have someone do both. And he does. He has 3 sections of band and 3 sections of chorus. He has taken our students back to MPA. He has done just a wonderful job. I can't speak highly enough of our band and chorus program. We do have students that are going to be competing hopefully next year, and we'll get more superiors, and we will keep working on putting our band out there more and more. He does have big goals for this program. So we're gonna go see our gifted elective and our really hopeful peer counseling room as well. Welcome to our Global Scholars / gifted elective. It's called Advanced Studies or Advanced Gifted class. And so you'll see this is Miss Patterson Goulibaly's room. She does only have 4 sections of this because she also checks in on our gifted students as our gifted lead teacher. Global Scholars is a program. It's a non-for-profit run out of New York, and each year they have a different theme. This past year's was nature, and so our students connect with other students around the world in a blog form or a Blackboard, but it's monitored by Ms. Goulibaly. She sees every comment before it's ever posted, and so do the teachers in the different areas of the world as well. So they are completely monitored, but it's a very detailed, very in-depth program that really gets students to think not just, hey, how does nature work in my community or in my yard or beyond that, my city. It really makes them think about how does it work in my state, my country, and then how is that the same or different from a different country? Because those are the kids they're really interacting with as a different country. So this is one of our top gifted or our top elective classes. It's the only one that is gifted based because, as I've said in our tours, every one of my teachers that's core has to be gifted endorsed. So the gifted curriculum is just built in throughout, and it's why we only offer advanced classes. Hi, and welcome to our last room in the M building. This is where peer counseling will hopefully be held this coming school year. This is where Coach Joyner, who is our PE and assistant athletic director and our head football coach, he is the peer counseling person. We also use it as restorative justice, almost like a mini teen court where if a student has a referral and we think that, you know what, restorative justice would be the best practice for this, these students will be trained in restorative justice and learning how another student, and usually they are almost harsher on us or harsher on their fellow students than we are, and they come up with these amazing ideas of what the consequence should be for one's action. And they've studied the code of conduct and they know it backwards and forwards. And so this is where we will hopefully have peer counseling for next year. And we're gonna go and look at our bus loop, and we'll see our fields from a distance, and then we'll be concluding our tour. So welcome to the bus loop. This is where our first and second wave buses pick up, and It is a very large bus loop. We do have quite the number of buses coming from all over the city because we aren't a neighborhood school, so our students travel from all over the place, from the north side to the beaches. So we are really and truly, we have a lot of buses that come through. After our bus loop is our teacher parking lot, and you're going to see our wonderful train that comes through San Marco. Sometimes it comes right when you are supposed to be getting to school. We do pay attention to that, and we never give a student a tardy if it's from the train. We actually tell teachers we're holding tardies due to a train, so never fear about that. And our football field was what you were seeing right before that train. We do have an outdoor basketball court that PE and health come and use every once in a while. And I do want you to know that any of the things that we've talked about throughout this video, it's going to be posted later for you, so that this way you can go back and reference anything that you would want to. And we are also going to, all the paperwork that I talked about, we are printing that. And in the front of the school, where we first walked up on those steps, that's where there's going to be a crate so that everybody can practice social distancing. If you want to pick up a packet and fill it out by paper instead of emailing it, because they all will be digital as well, whichever option you feel more comfortable with or that works for you is what you can do. So again, crate will be outside, but not until June 1st, and then we will also have a digital copy. We hope that you've enjoyed your virtual tour of Julia Landon. We really hope that we can be back in person in August. But please know that you will have constant communication from me, no matter what the case may be. If we do, we don't have a clue right now what that looks like for August. But if it's going back, we're prepared. If it's staying and delaying, we're prepared. If it's going to be two different types of days, an AM, PM, we'll be prepared. Anything that they're going to throw at us, just know the Julia Landon administration and the Julia Landon way is always where there's a will, there's a way. So thank you so much for attending our virtual tour. I truly appreciate you all tuning in tonight. We are live answering your questions if you haven't already been able to submit one, and I hope we've given almost everybody the answer to their questions. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.